to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you are coming back from last video or from my Instagram, thank you so much for showing up again. I seriously have been loving doing these and I had so much fun last time. I actually ended up with some new subscribers, so thank you so much for subscribing. I honestly did not think that anyone would really care to subscribe or see my video, so thank you if you did, and if you are coming back. As you can see by the description, we are doing a Q&A. On Instagram, I put one of those little Q&A boxes on my story, and I had some of you guys send in some questions, so thank you so much to you guys that sent in your questions for me. It seriously means the world. So I'm just gonna do a little quick elevator speech on myself. I am a 22-year-old college student. I am in a Master's of Occupational Therapy program. If you are unaware of what occupational therapy is, here is my little spiel on it. Occupational therapy is helping people with their everyday life activities. So this could be brushing their hair, it could be bathing, it could be eating, getting dressed, or doing hobbies that you love, things that you like to do. Really anything that you enjoy in your daily life and things that you have to do in your daily life just to get through the day is things that an occupational therapist can help someone with. So that is my little spiel on OT, and if you would like to know a little bit more on that, please leave a comment down below and I would love to educate you guys a little bit more, answer your questions you have on that. I currently am at my parents' house. I was going to school in Wyoming. Since all of the COVID stuff, I have moved back home, so I will no longer be living in Wyoming at this point. So let's just get into some of the questions you guys have. The first question is, what is your favorite piece of clothing, accessory, or pair of shoes that you own? So this is pretty easy. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know. Definitely my Air Force One sneakers. I wear those all the time. I got my first pair a little over a year ago and I wore them every day and they were disgusting, and I finally got a new pair probably a month ago and they are so fresh I don't even recognize them anymore. The next thing that I would say is my favorite is my little butterfly necklace. So my boyfriend actually got me this and he sent it to me when we were doing long distance while I was at school and he was playing hockey, and it was just a sweet little gift to receive from him when we were away from each other. Another thing that I'm also loving are these little butterfly earrings. I was sent these from a brand called Babe Empire. I will leave their handle right here. You guys should go check them out. She is just a small business owner and she has her little jewelry company. I think it's so cute. These have little bumblebees on them. Who or what are some of your biggest inspirations? So it is my mom. My mom is definitely my biggest inspiration. She encourages me to go after things that I want in life, and she really supports any decision that I make, and she is the reason that I really encourage myself and my friends and family to not settle for anything in life, whether that be a relationship, be a job that you don't like, or really anything in life. I think it is so important not to settle, because that will definitely distinguish how happy you are in your life and your mental health. And I really think that if you are settling for things in life, you are unable to be the person that you want to be, and you are unable to go after the things that you really want in life. And being able to be around people that support you and be doing things that you love is when you are going to fly, honestly. I know that sounds so cliche, but seriously, there, as well as being an independent woman, I definitely know that I can do anything I want to do in life, and she taught me that. So that is who my inspiration is. As far as like Instagram content, my inspiration comes from other girls on Instagram or Pinterest, or I really love the Mayfair Group Instagram account. They are a woman-owned company. They do social media for other brands and they just really empower others. What or who inspires your style? So I would say that my personal style is, it's like edgy, 90s, trendy, and girly all at the same time, if that makes sense. But I'm sure you guys can see from my Instagram. The people who inspire this is Lennon Stella. She is freaking gorgeous. She also has the most amazing music. I love her, but her style is like a vintage 90s edgy look. Another person who is an influencer on Instagram, her name is Sophie Suchin. She is very 90s, very girly. And then Madison Bear is another one. She always wears little crop tops and boyfriend jeans or sweatpants with those crop tops, and that is so my vibe, so I really love that too. I would love to hear about how you made the decision to go for the influencer vibe. I like this question because I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering what made me do this and why I'm doing it, what I'm doing on my Instagram, who does this girl think she is. I would definitely say that I found a lot of these influencer girls through the Mayfair group on Instagram. One of the girls that stands out to me, her name is Summer Rachel Warren. I'll leave her Instagram right here. She is stunning. She definitely does like the influencer vibe on her Instagram as well, and she works with brands and creates content for them, and I just thought it looked so fun. That's kind of when I realized that you could do it on Instagram. When I think back, I have always loved fashion. If you guys know me from high school, I dressed up for school all the time. I loved wearing nice clothes to school, whereas other people would wear like sweatpants and leggings. Don't get me wrong, I would wear leggings sometimes, but I, for the most part, would wear nice clothes every single day. I remember my friends always being like, where did you get this? Where did you get that? That is so cute. But that's just because it's something that I've always loved, and I think that the fashion part of it definitely stemmed from when I was a very young girl. Me and my mom always bonded over going shopping together, and that is something that I think I kind of got from her. That is kind of why I started doing the influencer thing on my Instagram, and how I kind of got into it was I did a lot of research on what you need to do, what you need to post, who you need to talk to for collaborations, how you get collaborations, and I spent a ton of time researching that, and I still am learning to this day how to do all of those things. But I think in the last 6 months, I think it was January when I started doing this, in the last 6 months I have learned so much, and I definitely have grown a ton. I found my little vibe, still kind of finding my vibe, but I think it is more me at this point. I've tried it all. If you go look at when I started doing this in January, you'd be like, oh wow, that definitely doesn't look how our Instagram looks now. Another thing kind of going off of that is when I really decided to do this, I remember thinking that I wanted to do it so bad, but I was scared what other people would think. But for me, I wasn't posting what I wanted to post on my Instagram before I did this. I was posting kind of like what other people wanted to see. Whether, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love posting about friends and family and stuff like that, which I still do on my stories, but I was kind of posting more of like what people want to see, whereas now I am posting all things that I love, and I feel so much happier and better about putting out stuff that I personally would want to put out, you know? Like, it doesn't make sense for me to put out stuff on my Instagram that I don't feel is me, whereas now I am putting out stuff that is entirely me, that I am so happy about and really proud of. I have so much fun with it, and it's what I love to do, and that's what I do in my spare time. Hopefully that answered your question for that one. That was kind of long, but I think you guys needed an explanation, and you deserved an explanation for that, so I'm glad I finally could clear the air on that one. Favorite memory living in Wyoming. Okay, I really like this one. As I said earlier, I lived in Wyoming for school, so my school has a distance location in Casper, Wyoming, which is definitely in the middle of nowhere. If it sounds like it is, it is. I lived there for the past 2 years. I went there not knowing anyone at all, so when I got there, I met all these new people, and something that we really took advantage of was new experiences and having fun. So the things that kind of stand out to me is attending the CNFR, which is the College National Finals Rodeo. And being from Minnesota, I've never been to a rodeo before, nor would I even think to go to one, but it was so much fun and it was quite the experience. My classmates and I really just like took it all in and had the time of our lives. And another thing that I really enjoyed from being there was learning how to swing dance. We all had so much fun learning to do that. Going into it, none of us knew what we were doing now. I think all of us could teach other people how to swing dance, which is really cool. And just like overall, all of the new experiences I have gained and all of the new friends that I have met just from moving to Wyoming is crazy to think that I wouldn't have those things if I never would have took that leap and moved there. And I think moving there has really taught me so much about life and about the opportunities that life gives you and to not ever take those for granted. And lastly, I will of course miss my classmates so much. I definitely can't wait to see them next May when we graduate. What does your ideal date night look like? I think about my favorite date nights. I think of something that has to do with dancing and singing, so that would have to be a concert. My boyfriend and I went to, I want to say, like 5 or 6 concerts last summer, and we had so much fun. And if you know me, you know that dancing is my thing, so that's definitely my kind of date night. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh my goodness, this is kind of a hard question, but I'm going to be graduated with my master's degree in OT, so that's exciting. And I'm not exactly sure what I want to work in yet, but I definitely have interest in early intervention and mental health. I, of course, will have a little mini golden doodle. I have been counting down the days until I can get one. I plan to get one as soon as I move out and graduate. My plan is to get a little red mini golden doodle, and his name will be Otis. Hopefully he looks like an Otis. I obviously want to continue doing this. I want to continue doing Instagram and collabing with more brands and building relationships with more girls because it has been so much fun. Fun question. It is your empties, aka what products you go through until the end and love. When I think about this, I think of my It's a 10 leave-in conditioner. Ever since I've been going lighter with my hair, I have been using that every time I get out of the shower, and as soon as it is out I need to get more because if I don't have it my hair is going to be crazy. Another one I can think of is the Maybelline Circle Eraser concealer. I believe that is what it's called. I've been using that since high school or before high school. What do you do to get rid of stress? Working out is definitely something that helps me with stress. Or it doesn't even have to be like hardcore working out. It could just be going for a walk or getting fresh air, just moving your body a little bit, especially during this time, and talking to my friends and doing things that I love to get my mind off of the stress or the worry that I'm feeling definitely helps. Lastly, the question that I will answer is, how did you start YouTube? So how I started YouTube kind of started with me meeting a ton of new girls on Instagram just from doing the whole influencer blogger vibe. There's 2 girls specifically that I kind of would say inspired me to start YouTube. It is my friend Megan and my friend Veronica. I will leave their little Instagrams here. They also have YouTubes, so please go check them out. They are freaking adorable. I've talked to them both a little bit about starting a YouTube, and they just kind of encouraged me that it gets easier as you go. And I think my biggest worry was talking to a camera because that is so awkward, but you know, with practice you get better. Another thing that also kind of encouraged me to actually start a YouTube was my friends and family and my boyfriend. They all are so supportive of me, and they seriously are the reasons that I'm doing this, because this and as well as my Instagram, because if it wasn't for them I probably would be way too scared to do so. They always are on me about sticking to what I want to do and pushing me to keep going. If I say that I'm going to post every single day on Instagram and then one day I am too nervous to post, my friends and my boyfriend will be like, Sarah, you said you were going to post, so why don't you post? If you like it, put it out there. So I really think my friends and family have been keeping me accountable on this, and I'm so happy that I have the support to be able to continue doing this, because if it wasn't for them I probably wouldn't be here right now talking to all of you guys. So that is all for my Q&A. I hope this answered some of your guys' questions, and I hope you guys learned a little bit more about me, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.